Jeopardy! Legend Brad Rutter has revealed the mood during the tense competition with Ken Jennings and James Holzhauer. In a new interview, the highest-earning Jeopardy! Contestant opened up about his relationship with the champions and said it was unpleasant. Brad, 45, spoke to the New York Post on Monday and said, "It's both a brotherhood and it's very competitive. If the three of us are in the green room at the GOAT, greatest of all time, tournament, we're being cordial to each other. We're chatting, but we're really focused and really intense, and it's not much pleasantries." The Jeopardy! Legend continued, "Any kind of conversation we're having is just really to make ourselves less nervous." Before becoming the co-host, Ken was the GOAT in January 2020, winning the first ever GOAT competition. However, the host is now in second place with $4,370,700 in all-time earnings. Brad is currently in first with $4,938,436 all-time earnings. And James is sitting in third, having earned $3,462,216 from the show. Less tense. Brad, James, and Ken all appeared on the show The Chase together in 2021. Brad said this competition was less tense than Jeopardy! "Backstage on The Chase, we're just joking around and having fun and making fun of each other," he told the publication. "On The Chase, I get paid either way. I'm still answering trivia questions, but I just want to get into a good frame of mind and banter with host Sarah Haynes and the contestants, as opposed to Jeopardy! Which is so intense on every clue," he ended. Brad's back. Although Brad has not appeared on Jeopardy! Since the 2020 GOAT competition, him and Ken did recently reunite. In June, they appeared in a Twitter video, filmed in California. Brad donned a sports jacket while exposing some chest standing streetside with Ken, 49, who was holding an egg. Brad said, "We're here in beautiful downtown Culver City. I stopped by for Ken's book signing." He plugged Ken's upcoming book but botched the title, "Go by 1001 Places to See Before You Die." "Only 100, Ken replied. "But what a bargain." Brad continued, "But anyway, I hate you. I hate James even more. But fortunately I hate cancer even more than the both of you," Brad concluded, taking off his blazer as Ken then cracked an egg over Brad's head. All three Jeopardy! GOATs! Ken added, given James cracked an egg over Ken's head on stage during Jeopardy! Masters for charity, bringing the moment full circle. The hashtag Crack Cancer Challenge is like the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, but it involves raw eggs to raise money to fight pediatric brain cancer. It started with the Willie Strong Foundation in honor of Willie Hughes. He died at 12 years old after a battle with glioblastoma. Willie's family then started the Crack Cancer Challenge to raise awareness and funds to find a cure, according to USA Today. Fans crack up. Fans love the reunion, as one person replied, "This is so funny." Jeopardy's Twitter page wrote, "We love to see it." Ken tweeted the video and wrote, "All three eggheads from Jeopardy! GOAT have now made it official." Jeopardy! Showdown, the tension between legends. In the world of trivia and intellectual competition, few names resonate as powerfully as those of Brad Rutter, Ken Jennings, and James Holzhauer. Each has carved out their legacy on Jeopardy!, a game show that not only tests knowledge but also showcases the psychological warfare of competitive intellect. Recently, in an exclusive interview, Rutter opened up about the underlying tension during his last monumental competition against Jennings and Holzhauer, revealing that the mood was anything but pleasant. The stage is set. The competition took place during the greatest of all-time tournament, a special event that brought together the titans of trivia to determine who would be crowned the ultimate champion. For Rutter, Jennings, and Holzhauer, this was not just another game, it was a culmination of years of hard work, strategic gameplay, and a rivalry that had intensified with each passing season. With millions watching at home, the stakes were high, and so were the expectations. As Rutter sat down to discuss the event, his demeanor reflected a mixture of nostalgia and discomfort. "You have to understand," he began, "this wasn't just about winning. It was about proving something, to ourselves, to the fans, and to each other. Rutter recounted how the tension in the studio was palpable, an unspoken rivalry that simmered beneath the surface of the friendly competition. The mood in the studio. Rutter described the atmosphere leading up to the matches as unpleasant, a stark contrast to the jovial nature typically associated with Jeopardy fans. The anticipation of the competition had created an air of anxiety that seemed to hang over the set like a thick fog. "We're all friends, in a way," he explained, "but when you're competing against two of the best, it changes the dynamic. It's all about strategy, mind games, and maintaining your composure." He recalled specific moments during the matches when he could feel the intensity escalate. "There were times when I glanced over at Ken or James, and you could just see the focus in their eyes. It's a game of wit, but it's also a psychological battle. We all wanted to outsmart one another, and that can create a lot of pressure." Jennings and Holzhauer are not just formidable opponents, they are also experts in the art of reading the game. Rutter mentioned how both players employed their trademark strategies, pushing each other to the limit. Jennings, with his encyclopedic knowledge and strategic gameplay, and Holzhauer, with his aggressive wagering tactics, created a perfect storm of competition. A clash of styles. Each player brought their own unique style to the game, and it was this diversity that made the competition particularly tense. Rutter's approach was rooted in a deep understanding of trivia and a calm demeanor that belied his fierce competitive nature. In contrast, Jennings was known for his methodical approach, often calculating his moves several steps ahead, while Holzhauer's high-stakes wagers kept everyone on edge. As the tournament progressed, Rutter found himself increasingly aware of the psychological implications of their strategies. "There were moments when I felt like I was in a chess match rather than a trivia competition," he admitted. "Every clue, every wager, everything was a calculated risk." It's exhausting to keep that level of intensity going, especially when you know the other players are doing the same. The competition was filled with highs and lows, with each player experiencing moments of triumph and despair. Rutter recounted a particularly tense final Jeopardy round where all three players made bold moves, resulting in a nail-biting finish that left fans at the edge of their seats. When the final answers were revealed, you could feel the tension release in the studio, but it was also a reminder of how cutthroat the competition had become. Reflections on rivalry. In reflecting on the rivalry, Rutter acknowledged that while the competition was fierce, it also fostered a sense of respect among the three of them. "We all understand what it takes to reach that level. It's not just about answering questions, it's about the pressure, the expectations, and the mental strain.